Moving on to Eunuch Maker. Taylor Swift declined a personal invitation to be on Meghan Markle's podcast.
As Better PHETASY said, that's two queens that have rejected Meghan. Hey-oh! That's a great joke.
Apparently, Meghan wrote her a personal letter to invite her to be on the podcast. And she said
be like,
no.
hey, my audio producer will be doing this sweet interview.
Meghan probably would have deigned to interview Taylor herself.
What goes into that calculation that Taylor said no?
Yeah.
Normally you'd be like, yeah, sure, a literal princess wants to interview me. And she's like, her brand is taking some fucking hits. Have you seen that South Park? No.
It's so awesome to be here. It's great.
Embarrassing.
Then we have Meghan Markle was labeled not a great talent by a top Hollywood agent after their Spotify deal ended.
This is an industry that has lifted more talentless pieces of shit than any industry in the world other than probably tech, thank you, and TikTok and YouTube. You need a little bit of talent to try and break through, a little bit. And in Hollywood, if you have a name, generally you can get uplifted. The fact that these agents and producers are coming out and just slamming this woman means she's probably a bitch. Usually this only happens when someone's a bitch and everyone can safely vouch for that.
Absolutely a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, nightmare, diva, doesn't... And it's weird that they're all coming... It's strange they're all coming out and doing this. It's really not normal Hollywood behavior. You don't normally hear from producers and agents, like CEOs of UTA, which is a huge agency, coming out and blasting the former princess or whatever she considers herself. It really goes to show you what a hit their brand is. This is not, they must be in crisis mode. I don't even know how you recover from this. It's one thing to have South Park, but then to have all of these big head people coming, they must have cost them a lot of money. When they're done with you, they'll just toss you aside in this industry. Everyone knows that. But they must have cost people money. Yeah. A lot of money.
They usually don't talk publicly. Big people, they could lose their jobs over making comments like this. But usually the producers and agents don't say a word like this.
I think really it comes down to the fact that everyone read Harry's book and decided he was a little bitch. And now they can bully him. This is what happens.
Just whining and complaining. People are like, whatever, dude, you were a prince.
You were a prince, but also you were in the military and you were kind of a stud. And now you're just this... It should have just been called Cuck. Or it should be called Cuck, the making of a eunuch. And it's really just Meghan Markle on the cover.
Or that picture of the two of them where it looks like he's checking her length.
That meme destroyed them. That was the beginning of the end for them, and they didn't see it. They didn't see it.
This looks like he's her hairdresser.
He's asking her how her layers look because of the way it was. Oh, it was so good. And that was the beginning of the end. If you would have watched Dumpster Fire, you would have known their downfall was coming a long time ago. We were making fun of them back when their frickin' podcast was losing to White Gladys and her whale songs. I think it was partially us constantly mocking them that led to their sad state of affairs.
Well, another one of your epic jingles.
There's a hole in the castle where the brother once stood. Somebody's making money, Meghan.
There's a hole in the castle where the brother once stood.
Somebody's making money. Not them anymore.